Hi, this is Tom Nunemaker with Aeromir Corporation. Today I'm going to show you a new tool that I've made called the Everyday Calendar. So let's first find out how to get there. So if we go to Tools, My Personal Productivity Tools, My Everyday Calendars, or on the home menu, My Everyday Calendars. So if we go there, I wrote a little bit of explanation on this, and here's what it is. So what is one small thing that would improve your life if you did it every day? Would you go on a walk? Would you run? Would you not eat sugar? Would you write in a journal? Would you practice a musical instrument? Would you learn a new word? Derek Muller, I think that's how he pronounces it, has a really good video of why most resolutions fail and how to succeed on his YouTube channel, Veritasium, which, by the way, is an outstanding channel, has over 8 million subscribers. Derek is a PhD physicist and also a budding filmmaker. He's had a passion for filmmaking all of his life. So the videos are really well done, really interesting, some cool stuff there. Highly recommended that you follow that channel. It's really, really great. I know you'll like it. But in that video, he talks about the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. And in that book, James Clear talks about trying to get a 1% improvement per day. So it doesn't seem like much, just 1%, but if you keep trying for these small improvements every day, over time they'll turn into big improvements. And another thing that he uses, what Derek uses, is the Everyday Calendar by Simone Grietz, I guess it is. Now, this is a Kickstarter page of the Everyday Calendar, the physical product that Simone built. And you can see it's a fairly good size. It's nice wood with LED lights in it. And as you achieve your goal for the day, you push the LED button. These columns are the months, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to the number of days. So this is about June 20th or so. So she's pushing the button, and she can see visually how she's doing for the goal for the year. Now, it is a little bit expensive. It's a beautiful product, but it's $300. And one of the problems is, yes, you can hang it on a wall, and it has non-volatile memory, so if the power goes out, you don't lose anything. But it's for only one habit at a time. Now, it does stay in your face, and you put it in some prominent place like your office or some place you're going to see it every day. But again, it's a little expensive, and it's for only one calendar that you can use it for at a time. So, and again, one of the things before we go on is that the goals you make should be easy to achieve and very specific. So instead of saying I want to run 10K per day, I'll run 2 minutes per day. And as you run each day, you'll slowly increase the duration of how long you run. Maybe you're going to write in a journal. So Derek had an example for his journal. The first thing he had is like, I want to write 1 word per day. And that will get you the act of opening up the journal, getting your pen out, and actually writing. And obviously, as time goes on, you're going to write more than 1 word. But just the goal is, did I write in my journal at all? Same with the musical instrument. Don't say I'm going to practice for 3 hours. Say I'm going to practice for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And the more you practice, the better you get, the more enjoyment you have, and it'll naturally increase over time as you do it more and more. Now, for the online version that I made, you can have multiple calendars, and you can have notes with your lights. So, like for instance, Simone, she again wanted to do meditation, and from her teens, and after 10 years, she still hadn't done it on a daily basis. So she used an earlier version of the Everyday Calendar, and was actually able to do her habit forming pattern, that the yoga meditation, for a whole year, except for 1 day, but she was in the hospital with surgery, so I guess she gets a pass for that. But it had helped her achieve something she'd never been able to before, because it had the tactile, the pushing the button, the visual with the lights, and it was just always in her face and motivating her and reminding her, okay, you got to do your task today. And again, the same thing with the calendars here. I put them on the top of the member homepage, so you see them every time you log into the member site. That's the default page you log into. Everybody goes there, so that's the first thing you see, and it helps to remind you of what you want to do, your habit-forming patterns. So let's say we want to write in a journal every day. Now, we can put a start and a stop date. So we want to write in a journal for this year. Maybe we want to do a paragraph. Next year, we want to do a page. The year after that, maybe we want to write a blog post every day. And you have different dates you can use. We'll just default to no start and stop date. And we're going to put it on the home page as a default. And then we're going to use 7 days back. And I'll show you how that works. So let's just hit create. So now we have a calendar on our home page that goes back 7 days. So if we load that in another tab. There it is. There's your 7 days. Now, there's a couple of ways to get data in this, and we can change before we do that. Let's see if we go 10 records per page and we update this and we reload. Now you see there's 10 days. And if you go too many days, say we go like 30, then if we reload this, you just see it just keeps going on and on and on and on. Now, I do have plans to write some code to wrap this around, but you know, if you have too many days, even when that wrapping happens, it's going to go way down if you have a lot of dates. So probably best for now, just keep it to a smaller number, say less than 15. I recommend maybe, 3 to 10, something like that. So 7 is a nice day, going back the whole week. So if we go reload that, we'll be back to our 7. And now let's edit some data. Before we get to this edit data page, you can actually turn these days on and off just by clicking on it. So if I wrote in my journal today, or say yesterday, I'll just click on it, say add this date, yes, it reloads it. And maybe I wrote it on the 30th, and maybe on the 27th. So now these dates have actually been populated. So if I go back here and edit the data, now I have 3 dates. Now there's no notes with this, and if I hover over these, it'll say there's no notes, etc. But say on the 27th, I wrote, let's see, what was my topic? Lions. And then the next one we talked about chess. And the one after that, we talked about mowing your lawn. Something like that. So we have to update these one at a time. So actually I should have done this. And I forget what the other topic was. Let's see. I can't remember now. How about brushing your teeth? Something like that. Okay, so now we have some topics for our dates. Now if we go back to the home page and reload it, if we mouse over this, it says mowing your lawn, chess, and I don't want to delete that yet, and brushing your teeth. So again, if I hover over it and I say, oh, I don't want to brush my teeth that day, or the article, it was a different one, let me just delete that. So now that's gone, and we go back, click on here, and now we say, oh, wait a minute, we did have one. That was on the, let's see, the 28th, and maybe the subject for that was watering your lawn. We're into lawn maintenance right now. So now we've got these articles, and you can capitalize it if you want. It makes it look better, I think. And now I go back to, the home page. And here's mowing your lawn, chess, watering your lawn. Okay, so those are there. And again, if you have one you want to delete, you just click on it, click yes, and that will delete it. Now, again, you can have multiple calendars. Oh, and if you need to, you can just hit refresh, that reloads the page. On Everyday Calendars main page here, you can actually create a second calendar. So say we also, instead of writing in a journal, we want to do a daily walk. And we'll just use the defaults. So now the daily walk, let's say we did a walk yesterday and we just walked in the neighborhood. And then say, or maybe I'll get the wrong date there. That's in the future. So let's put a couple of days ago. There's a place called the Pikes Peak Loop that's 4.7 miles. It's about a 12-minute drive from us. It's great. And say we went maybe a couple of days before that, and we walked at the Air Force Academy trails. That's I think they call it Falcon Trail. So now we've got a couple of days that we walked, and we can take a look at that. So here's our daily walk, and if I hover over it, there's the neighborhood, Pikes Peak Loop, and the Air Force Academy. So now you can see that we're not doing too bad. I'm not going on a walk every day. I'm not writing a journal every day, but it's something I want to do. So I'll be more committed as I see more red to actually do it. And again, if you just click on here, say, okay, I did my writing today, I'll hit yes. If you want to edit what you wrote, you just click on here and it'll go right to the top. If you don't need the notes, you can just leave it blank, and then it'll just turn on that day. And that's just like pushing the button, the LED on the big the everyday calendar from Simone. So the plan for this is to the future. I'll make these wrap. So if you have more than say 12 or 15, it starts going off the screen, it will wrap around to the next line. But again, you don't want to put too many in, because if you put too many days and it wraps around, it'll push all the other content down, because this will always be at the top. Trade alerts, everything else will be below this. This is going to be the first thing you see. And the other plan is to have more of a like a big picture, kind of like this, where you're just looking at the whole year at a time. Maybe a little bit different format, but more like a big calendar format, so you can see visually how you're doing over months and maybe even years. So anyway, that's the plan. I just made this today, so it's still pretty new, but I'm looking forward to using this. It looks like a really nice tool. And again, I come here all the time. I think in the last month, I probably had 500 times I was logged into the site, which is probably more than everybody else, because I'm the developer too and running the business. But most people log in quite often every day for many people. So this is a nice tool to get in your face and kind of remind you, oh yeah, I need to go do my daily tasks that I want to do to improve my life and generate long-lasting habits. So hopefully it helps you. If it does, let me know. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, let me know, tom@aeromir.com, and I'll be happy to see if I can add that in. So thanks a lot. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you later. Bye.